I was listening to Father Bill O'Shaughnessy's latest homily that he puts on his podcast on YouTube on Patricius Ministries. I've put up other videos of him before, but I just thought this was so powerful. So just listen to this clip because I do think it speaks so loud to what is going on in the church. Just listen to this.
We live in an island, folks, where the Catholic faith was once illegal. And a year ago, it was illegal to celebrate Mass in public. And the church said nothing. And now it seems, without a buy or a leave, we're turning our backs on that very same faith and truth of Jesus Christ, doing the opposite of what Bishop Fisher and Moore did, let alone our own ancestors. We're turning to the world, asking the world, what is it you want us to do? And then we're slapping a sticker on the front of that saying it's the will of the Holy Spirit. Extraordinary. And it's this constant capitulating to the spirit of the world. It is absolutely mind-boggling. All because we have very weak men.
So I do encourage you, go and listen to the complete podcast, to that complete homily. I'm going to put a link to that homily below because it's truly, it moved my heart a lot. What he was saying was so true. I mean, it's incredible. It really is incredible in the church that we're turning to a badly catechized Catholic population and asking them, what do you want? What do you want from the church? What would you like? What changes would you like in the church? How could we make the faith, more like what the world is offering us? I mean, it's really incredible. The other day when I put up that blog about the Mass in Bologna, where there were 12 priests, although some people are saying, no, Robert, there was only 6 priests. If there was just one priest, would it make any difference? They had the approval of Cardinal Zuppi. Okay, and my whole question here, and my simple question, I'm not here anti this or anti that, or I'm not bigoted, or, I want people to encounter the truth. I'm asking the church to preach the faith, to give us the truth. What is the truth? Don't give us a mixed message. Do you know, it's complicated, Robert, and, when the bishop went to the school here and they asked him a straight question, he wasn't able to give them when can we have women priests? Well, it's moving there, and are we not able to preach what the ministerium of the church is, what the faith of the church is? We're simply not capable anymore. The church has turned into the majority of the bishops at the time of St. John Fisher, who were apostate, who left the faith. The majority of bishops, it seems, around the world are silent, are not able to preach the faith. Simple things. They're not able to stand up and say, well, look, the faith is X, Y, and Z, and I don't agree with what's going on in the church. They are silent. The majority are silent. It's quite incredible to see what's going on, and it really is. And where are we going with this? Where will it end up? So we have to be principled. We have to stand for what we believe in, or we will end up not believing in anything or not standing for anything. And this isn't to, hurt people or, offend people's feelings, because the church has become so woke, we're afraid of offending people's feelings. This is about saying respectfully, there is a truth. There is a way. Christ is the way, the truth, and life. There is something that is different to what the world is offering. And you can respectfully offer that alternative to the world and not be shot down as anti-this or God knows what ad hominem attacks you're going to get for simply being Christian. The church is remaking itself in the image of the world. It has turned to man over the last 50 years, offering them a man-centered liturgy with a watered-down lectionary. And we're not able to give the truths of our faith to a world that, really doesn't really care about the Catholic Church at the end of the day. Even if it became a mirror of popular culture on everything, at the end of the day will just become irrelevant, because you can get all of that better anywhere else. You know, I don't need the spirit of the world with a religious veneer on it. Do I really? I mean, this is the plain truth of it. I mean, there are bishops still ordaining in Ireland, men who shouldn't be ordained. And then we're wondering, why are these men failing in the priesthood? Why do we have so many problems in the priesthood? Well, if you keep ordaining men that are not suitable for the priesthood, you're going to end up with priests that are failing. And that's simply it. We've given into the spirit of the world here. We're not able to lead as men anymore in the church. We're not able to voice an opinion that will resonate with those who want to listen to the truths of our faith. We just say, no, well, you know. And then when we do say something about the faith in Ireland, says, I put up videos on the channel, and you get these comments, tune babies, I don't want to hear anything more about you guys, tune babies. And like, you're there saying, okay, like it seems the other side is very good at painting the Catholic Church with a picture. Abuse scandals, tune babies, pedophiles, you know, they're all the same. This is it. Really? Are we not able to now stand for the truths of our faith anymore as Catholics in Ireland? I don't know. So where is the leadership? Where are our hierarchs, our bishops giving us a leadership in the faith? Why are they speaking out? Why are they afraid to stand for the faith? Why are they afraid to preach the faith that they were supposed to have trained? Why are they afraid to come down and go to a traditional Latin Mass and witness a different way of practicing the faith and dialogue with us and say, well, can you explain what happened in the last 50 years to the Catholic faith in Ireland? What has happened? Why are we've seen the documentary on the Mass of the Ages and the backlash from the other side. Nobody's come out with a documentary to that level on the Novus Ordo. Explain, well, these are the changes we did, and these are the prayers that we've added, and this is the way it was before, and this is now, and this is the whole architecture of the Novus Ordo. Where is that where is that documentary on the Novus Ordo? Explain to us, who were the people that designed the Novus Ordo? How was it done? How many bishops voted for? Very interesting. Very interesting. How many bishops voted for it because they didn't do a vote? You know, it's fascinating to see they can just slip it under the car. We'll just slip it in there, slip it in. Off you go. Now let's not talk about this. Nobody's talking about it. Some people are saying, oh, it's conspiracy that Bugnini was a Freemason. It's all conspiracy. There's no truth about it. The fact that he was sent off to a country which was 99.9% Muslim has nothing to do with the fact that he was a Freemason. Nothing. We just got rid of him out of Rome, really. You would think that the people involved in redesigning the Mass would be saints today, wouldn't you? They made saints of St. John the 23rd and Paul the 6th. Why wouldn't you? The highest form of prayer in the church, you would think that the men involved in designing the highest form of prayer in the church today would be saints. Instead, the church wants to forget about them. Let's not talk about that. Where is the documentary in the Novus Ordo? Come on, give it to us. Explain to us what happened to the highest form of prayer in the church. Where is the leadership? It's deafening the silence on this. Nobody wants to engage with the obvious in the church. You have changed the faith. And priests and bishops and cardinals refuse to stand. You refuse to stand out and actually call out what has actually happened. And it's not conspiracy. And I'm not a vegano lover I'm just calling out the facts on the ground that I've experienced in Ireland when you survey the landscape of the faith and you see what's happened. It's obvious we do not teach the faith. And the faith has become irrelevant. Irrelevant in Ireland. It is a joke. It's Father Ted on one side and the abuse on the other. That's what people see in the Catholic Church. And very few are able to go into the mystery of what the faith is. We're not able to stand for it. There are no St. John Fishers left in Ireland. If the Pope tomorrow came out and said, look, we're going to have Mass on Saturdays, I'd say every single bishop and priest in Ireland would obey it. There would be, maybe the traditionals would stand up probably, but not the rest of them. They would just go along with it. It's quite obvious. Who would defy the Pope? Nobody. No, none of them will stand up and defy him. Do you know, it's quite interesting to see what's happening. It's the Cardinal Zuppi, it's the Cardinal Cupich. Oh yeah, well, it was just a homily, it was just this, it was just that. Okay, but you know, what are we offering that's different to the world? Nothing. We're not offering anything. We're not offering anything that's different to what the world, and we're actually doing it worse than the world is doing. We're actually doing it far worse than the world is doing. You know, our Sunday masses are dry, empty, because we're not able to perform them to engage people. You would get it better at a local event or something like that. Yeah, I could go on, but please listen to that whole video, that whole homily by Father Bill O'Shaughnessy. I think it was brilliant, and I really do hope more priests in Ireland will man up and be the spiritual leaders that they need to do. You have to offer a message that the world is not offering. Our message is different. Christ was clear. The world wasn't going to love his message. It hasn't loved his message in 2,000 years. It's not going to start now. You have to offer that message, or don't bother doing it at all. You know, don't offer it half-heartedly. Don't come around turning to people, what do you want? And look, if we're not all inclusive in here and everybody, if we're not woke and inclusive, then we can't be a church. Well, that's fine. If you want to be the woke, inclusive church, off you go. You know, what does that offer the world? Woke inclusiveness will get anywhere else. We need the way. We need people to be leaders in the way, to be spiritual warriors, to understand what is the spiritual path that Christians are called to. And that's different to what the world has to offer. God bless. Bye bye.